Evening, everybody. It's Chuck from Lathe Farms. Howdy again. Like I said, I'm here to make a short video about kind of a virtual shop tour and a little update about the few projects that I have going right now. So it's a little mixed plate. Gonna try and keep it short again. I don't want to get caught blathering, but I guess that's it, so come along for the ride, and thank you for your time, and we'll just kind of get right to it. Just to my left, your right is what I'm stewing, and I'm going to have to rearrange the shot, but I'm using some of that Zepp floor stripper. When you actually make it highly concentrated, it also works to strip paint. So I'm taking some of the red off of old red. It was chipping and cracking, and it was, I'm going to slowly make the lathe gray again, I think. I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, as I go, I'm just going to reprime and repaint each part as I work on it. So I'll bring you guys around and we'll check this out. I gotta get some gloves on first. I guess before I show you the part, I want to show you this lamp that I have. I have one of these, I know it's really blown out by the lights, but it's got one of those magnifying lenses in the center and a circular bulb, fluorescent bulb, and that's right over, the really washed out kitty litter container that I'm using as a really deep but shallow container for my Zepp floor stripper. That's actually, I'm gonna shut the camera off before I go and rinse this over, but I just wanted to show you how I'm using this this kitty litter thing. I cut a hole in the lid, and it works really well. It keeps the splashing down, and so you don't get splashes in the face or on your clothes. And so but before I fumble around the camera and knock it over or something like that, I'm just gonna, of course, go and rinse this without you guys having to watch. Wow, amazingly, even I guess I'll try and turn this light off. Yeah, even with that light off and just the other fluorescent, this thing was washing out the camera. That's amazing how well that stuff works. And you don't have to make it this strong to strip paint. It's, like I said, it's a Zepp industrial floor cleaner, and it when you mix it at the proper concentrations like they recommend on the bottle, I believe it's 10 to 1 or 12 to 1, you don't get paint dripping, you just get grease turning to water. And so that's why I love it. Tom Lipton is, I thank him again, he's the one that showed that on cleaning the back of one of his machines, and I can't remember which one it was, excuse me, I mean, I haven't got the sniffles. But yeah, like I said, it just melts grease like water. And so a part of the reason that I wanted to strip this also was I was getting a little bit of rust, just the ever so slightest bit. I'm not even sure you'll be able to pick that up, but there was some rust here and there inside of this here. Yeah, you can see that, I believe. Let's see. I don't want to turn on my overhead light again because it'll just explode. It's amazing how brilliant this thing looks after, I mean, this thing's 97 years old. And I know I keep harping on that, but it just still boggles my mind. The dovetails aren't perfect. The dovetails are nice, but the bottoms aren't perfect, but so what? It works really smooth, and I don't get any stick slip or anything like that. But as you can see, there was a little bit of pitting and stuff here that I wanted to degrease these really well, also strip the paint, and then now I'm going to put them in, excuse me for bumping the camera, now I'm going to put all these parts into evaporust. So that's I guess, how can I show you? Unless you've seen the lathe before, this is what the paint job looked like. So it was this thick red paint, you know, fire engine red. And here's another spot. You can see the rust that this is part of the reason I'm degreasing these so heavily and getting rid of for the evaporust, because you really don't want to screw up your evaporust with oily parts. So anyways, I'm gonna get working on these things, get this part in the evaporust, get this other part, you know, the rest of my compound degreasing, and it really only takes about, I don't know, to degrease it, you can just scrub it right off, but to get the paint off, I would say I just let it soak for about 2 hours, and then the stuff just comes off like, you know, peeling the skin off a frog. So anyways, that's it for that little section, and now I'll be walking you guys around the shop. Okay, I got the other two parts for my compound degreased and stripped of paint. They came out really well, except that after I got the red paint off, I did notice that there was some heavy corrosion in these three areas here. Oh, it's the wind. I noticed that there was some heavy corrosion in these three areas here, that part of the casting, so it looks like it rusted at some point in the past. So I am going to put these in evaporust. I didn't think I was going to have to. There wasn't very much rust, or at least this piece I wasn't going to have to, or I'm not going to have to, excuse me. But I wasn't sure about this piece. There wasn't much rust on it. But with this deep pitting, I'm going to put it in the evaporust and at least see if I can't, you know, knock some of that out of there. I'm probably going to have to wire wheel it carefully to keep from ruining the numbers on the side. This is where the protractor is on the outside here. And there is a little bit of flash, but I don't know if, I mean, it couldn't have happened, and I mean, maybe it does happen that fast, but as I was drying it, you know, it flashed, so I think there already was some rust. You know, it just doesn't just form magically out of the air. It's not real humid here in California. So anyways, I have another, oh, it's flashed out, excuse me, bleached out, washed out, that's it. Another little kitty litter holder that I'm going to use to soak my parts in evaporust. And you guys have all probably seen Brad Jacob do that in his basement machine shop, so that's nothing major. Yeah, I'm not going to make you watch parts derust. And I have all the other parts before they go in the evaporust in this WD-40 soaked box. I know it's probably not the best idea to have some, you know, oily rags around, you know, but it's not very warm, so, and it'll be in the fire pile before summertime gets around. So anyways, just getting ready to put these in the evaporust, and then I don't really know how long to soak it for this heavy pitting. It's just going to kind of be a by eye type thing, and so I'll bring you back when I'm ready to tape and paint, just to show you, you know, what steps I take to get things ready for a little bit of paint. Okie dokie. Well, seeing as I got the rest of the compound torn down, I'm going to tear down the cross slide as well, and start looking at getting things measured up for that new project. And I'm also going to strip the paint off of just at least the parts that come off. I'm not going to strip the whole carriage and break it down. It runs really smoothly, so there's really no need for that. So, I guess I'm going to need a screwdriver to get those, get my dealy-wops out. No, that's not the technical term, but gotta get a small screwdriver to get these set screws for my gibs. And they are pretty stuck. So I'm going to get you guys out of the road, and I'll bring you back when I have something more interesting to show you. No one wants to watch me loosen screws. Okay, I got the cross slide off of the carriage here, and it's pretty gummy in there, so I've been dropping everything directly into my floor stripper, you know, the Zep floor stripper, the other purple stuff. And so I'm now taking the feed screw out of there, and I'm going to drop that in there too, along with the you know, the keeper nut or whatever. Can't remember what this is called. It is filled with sand, and I am ashamed to have not done this sooner. It really didn't feel gritty, but it sure is. There is really no damage to the lead screw, though. I mean, this lathe was significantly underused. You could still see all the frosting on the cross slide here, and even some on the ways, but they are a little worn, to be honest with you. I mean, there's some scratching, but like I said, this thing works really well for the age it is. And so, oh, I'm going backwards here. This is a left-hand thread. Okay. I guess there was just quite enough grease for it to go through. But there's actually a pinion on here, or actually, well, it's not a pinion, but it looks like some form of, I mean, it's a gear, obviously, but the word I'm looking for is it's, anyways, that's it for now, guys. I'm going to be cleaning this by hand, and I don't really like watching people clean stuff, so I'm not going to make you watch me clean anything. Okay, alright everybody, it's evening now, and I've got some more parts ready to pull out of the evaporust. I got a kind of a tape lid on here to keep the evaporust from evaporating, but there is the tool slide right there, you know, with the T-slot. I'm getting ready to pull that out, and so I want to get my air hooked up, and so I can blow it off. And then I like to blow it off, and then that'll give myself enough time in case it flashes. I don't rinse it with water. I blow it off, and then there's still a little slight coating of the evaporust on there, and then I can wipe that off with acetone before I go ahead and tape it for paint, because I'm going to do a little painting tonight. But actually first, before I do that, I remembered I gotta fix the weed whacker, and I'm not gonna bore you guys with that, so anyways. Cut. Okay, I got the set screws tinned and copper tipped. I can't really zoom in well enough with this camera to show the copper. I did manage to get a little piece in there. That one might show up the best. See, if I bring it close, it might show. Okay, well, it's showing. It's staying focused for now. So I'm going to get these installed, and you know, now that I've filed a point on them, I know I'm going a little bit overboard for just something that's only going to protect the gibs, but why buy another gib? Or set of gibs, or no, it's not set. I don't know. It's a gib. Andy gib. So sorry, bad joke. So I'm going to put these into my compound and get it all adjusted. Hey everybody, Chuck again here with No Top Farms. Just realizing as I was doing a little editing the other day that I did not have the whole all the footage that I had meant to include. I don't know if I pretty sworn I took it, but can't seem to find it now. On the you know, the mini restoration that I did here on my compound and cross slide. You know, I didn't do the carriage, I just did the cross slide. You know, took it all apart, stripped it, took the rust off, you know, derusted it with evaporust, and you know, stripped all the grease of ages off of it, and pretty much took it apart also to kind of try and figure out what I'm going to do in enlarging these dials and actually putting a dial on here. I'll zoom in so you can see that this is the way my compound slide is. It has absolutely no micrometer dial on it, so I'm going to put one on. And I'm pretty much thinking I'm going to leave this nut and just trim it back. Well, first I'm going to try creating my own nut, or I'm actually thinking of just building a bearing block here, and if that works out, then I'll thread it in to this face here. You know, I'll just tap it with some 1032s or something like that, and then be able to build my own little bearing block and whatnot. But I first have to find out exactly how much each revolution gets me. I tried measuring it once, and I think it was 62.5 thousandths, so I think that's a direct read of 125 thousandths per revolution. So I don't know, this is 125 thousandths down here, excuse me, this is 125 thousandths, and to be honest with you, I can't recall if it's direct read or if it's just per side. I'll have to do a little test on it. So really what I wanted to show you was the paint job, or you know, I stripped the paint and I did a paint job on the compound and the cross slide. And so I will stitch that together with the rest of my video, and it came out really nicely. There was a little bit of rust, but not much, just a teensy bit, and so now it's gone thanks to evaporust, and a lot of grit. There was a lot of grit in there. This thing came out of the desert near Edwards Air Force Base in Southern California, and so yeah, there was sand from thousands of years of the desert. So well, actually 97 years. So anyways, that's going to do it for today, and I hope you guys all enjoyed this. I don't know if you got to take anything away from it that you didn't already know, but just kind of a little update on what's going on with Old Red. So thanks again, and aloha.